Yeah. Hi, Kerr, everyone. Hi, Kerr. Good morning. Good day. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Personally, for me, it's especially great because for me, it is my birthday. It's my birthday today. Yeah, my birthday. 29th of July. Just my birthday. Dun 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 da dun da 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 dun. Dun da 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 da. Oh, hold on a second. For some reason this chat box isn't working. I can see the things there, but it's not. The chat box isn't working. Happy. Now it's working. Good. Happy birthday. Thank you, everyone. That's so kind of you. It's really nice of you to say that. I am very happy. It is my birthday. Well, I mean, of course I'm happy it's my birthday. It means I've gotten a year older. And that means that I am here to stay without having to worry about going anywhere. Yeah. At least for now. Let me say it louder. No, I can see. I can see it's there. So, how was all of your days today? My day so far has been, well, I mean, it's good in general, given that it's a birthday, because, you know, birthdays do actually tend to be pretty good. You literally subscribed today. Happy birthday. Thank you, Eclipse Music. Thank you so much. Also, hi, Kerr. Hi, Kerr. Welcome. Da 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 da. Thank you, though, everyone. Seriously, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. It's absolutely wonderful having a birthday like this. Like, seriously, honestly. I mean, every year is a birthday like this, which is just good because it's the day I was born, and it means I've had another year in the world that's allowed me to go through the world and experience new and different things. I've had a couple of birthdays since I started streaming. Technically two, but technically it's not my second anniversary. That's coming up in a couple weeks' time. Actually, it's 1 week's time, I think, specifically. Very specifically 1 week's time. So, anyway, as to how my day has gone so far, I woke up early in the morning. I did talk to my puppy dog. And he was a cutie. Well, I mean, of course, the puppy dog's a cutie. But, like, I had some nice time with my puppy dogs. Pat them. One of them woke me up by licking me on the face. But I didn't sleep too well last night because, I mean, let's just say, the bed that I use is not very good. You see, the bed in my room, which I sleep in, has been taken down for a bit, let's just say. And the bed that in my room that's been taken down for a bit, the mattress was moved downstairs, and instead I am lying upstairs on a air mattress that I inflated recently. And as the air mattress is, well, an air mattress, it tends to deflate. Well, it normally wouldn't deflate. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, Hex Ilovi Cruz. Hi, Kerr. But anyway, as I was saying, this bed in my room, see, the air mattress that I'm sleeping on, which is because my bed's been taken apart because The roof is basically leaking, and there's a lot of stuff coming down from the roof, and the ceiling is... let's just say there's a lot of things wrong with the ceiling. Oh, also, you like my invisible party hat? It's a nice party trick, isn't it? I didn't expect it would be invisible when I bought it, but it's secretly very see-through. Yay! Yeah, as I was saying, so the airbed, which I sleep on regularly at night, tends to deflate. So for the last few nights, I've been sleeping on the couch. And last night, I tried once again to decide to go and sleep on the airbed, trying to see if I could fix it potentially. And I thought I had fixed it. So you see, like, I pushed in the valve and stuff, and it did stuff. And basically it was all good. And then, I went to sleep later. Then in the middle of the night, I wake up. The bed is basically all empty. I can feel my back on the floor, and it doesn't feel very good. So I decide, well, I suppose that's about that. So I pack up all my things, go take them out, and lie down on the couch and go to sleep on the couch. And given that I go to sleep on the couch, that means that I don't exactly wake up with a very good back. And in addition to that, as well as my back not being very good, I don't have a very good sleep. Because you see, I went to bed at about 2 a.m. and, well, I don't sleep for very long. You see, I sleep for about 4 to 6 hours, so when I went to sleep in my bed, I went to sleep at 2 a.m. Then I woke up at about 4:22 a.m. with the bed all empty and closed on my back, and the floor being felt on my back, of course. And then with the floor felt on my back, I woke up. I got up and went outside to the other bed, which I then slept in, well, the other bed, by which I mean the couch. And then I slept in the couch until approximately 6 a.m., at which point one of my puppies came and woke me up by giving me puppy kisses on the face, which, I mean, you can kind of say it's kind of gross, but at the same time, it's heartwarming to me, at least. Because it means I know my puppy loves me. And I know they're a very good boy. They're two cute little puppies. I should show you them one day. They are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, as for regards to birthday presents and stuff, let's say, when I ordered some birthday presents online, for instance, and let's just say those birthday presents are taking a while to arrive. Well, at least my parents ordered a birthday present online. The birthday present that they ordered is taking somewhat of a decent amount of time to arrive. And apparently the courier that they ordered it with that came from online is like, let's just say, that courier does not have a very good reputation. They have a reputation for lost stuff. They have a reputation for stuff like, stuff getting there to your home super late, stuff like that. I'm just hoping they will get here at a good time, at a very good point in time, which is sometime within the next week or so. But who's counting, really? Because I have a genuinely pretty good future plan for them. And like, yeah, it's just really cool and stuff like that. Birthday puppy kisses, lots of puppy love. Yep. Puppy love. I love puppy love. Puppy love is beautiful. When your puppy stares you up in the eyes and then wags its tail at you and goes and smiles at you and then comes over to you and jumps up on you. Oh, you know how that's going to be, right? You're going to feel absolutely wonderful because you know somewhere in your house there is a puppy who loves you. And that puppy who loves you is staring at you right then and there. They're just being absolutely adorable, doing their best, trying their best to show you that they love you. Did you know that when dogs look in your eyes, and when you look in dogs' eyes, that you get this special chemical that, well, you know, basically represents love? It's called Oxytocin. I think it's called Oxytocin. It's definitely something similar to that. You've heard that when a dog and human make eye contact, it produces happy brain chemicals for both parties involved? Absolutely. That's absolutely what I was talking about. Happy brain chemicals. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Dogs are wonderful. Just their waggy tails, their big fluffy eyebrows and fluffy faces and fluffy fur. It's very, very easy to love them, which I do. I love dogs a lot. Anyways, there is also the case of what I had for breakfast today. I mean, having something for breakfast isn't necessarily super exciting, but you know, happy birthday. What are your thoughts on burgers? Thank you, and welcome. Hi, hiker, Nordlina. Hi, hiker. My thoughts on burgers. Let's think about that for a bit. So, burgers. Personally, when it comes to burgers, I like burgers a decent amount, but like, for instance, I wouldn't take a burger over something like, say, a cheese and bacon roll or a meat pie. Personally, for me, burgers are just, the ingredients are too separate. Like, if you're going to eat a burger, then like, why not just bake the ingredients into something instead of actually just keeping the ingredients so separate? Oxycontin is oxycodone, an opiate narcotic? Oh. It's oxy something. I think, did I mean oxytocin? Yeah. That is absolutely what I meant. Oxytocin. This love chemical. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, basically what I think about burgers is when I do have burgers, I generally just tend to, think, why isn't this burger just like, cooked totally into a different thing? Like, you put all the things inside the burger in the middle of a piece of bread and you seal up that piece of bread. Then you cook that piece of the bread in the oven and then take it out of the oven. Bam! You've got yourself something that has all the same ingredients as the burger, probably all the same taste as the burger, but you don't have to hold it and get your hands all dirty while trying to eat. Because that's something that I really dislike about burgers. I don't like holding burgers because when you hold them, you get your hands all dirty. Of course, that's the case with French fries, fish, onion rings, all sorts of stuff, but with burgers, it's totally different. With French fries and onion rings and the like, let's just say it's very easy to just reach in, grab a French fry, eat it, and just have the tips of your fingers be dirty. But when you get a, you know, when you get a, burger, you put your hands around the side of the burger and squeeze to hold it together. And when you squeeze to hold the burger together, generally that burger will expel some sauce or cheese from the sides and stuff. So, you know how it is. You came to say happy birthday? You really love my Master Duel streams and you really hope I can continue to create such good content? Thank you, Isaac Salazar. Also, hi Hiker. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. The problem of doing that with a burger is all the grease is going to make that fully wrapped around bread very soggy. I suppose, if you think about it that way. But like, for instance, the fact that it's a soggy burger won't necessarily deter me from eating it. Because like, say, eating something that's soggy is fine because it's not necessarily going to get that debris or detritus on your hands. You put your hands around the burger thing, eat it, and then you're just perfect. Well, some burgers come with wrappers so you can eat it without spilling the contents. Yeah, any eatery or restaurant worth its salt will give you something to wrap it with. Well, that's totally true, actually, thinking about it. And if you really think about it, that actually mitigates the problems with burgers a lot of the time. But with homemade burgers, that's still a problem. Or like with burgers that, come in frozen stuff and you have to reheat them in the microwave or the oven. Stuff like that, Anyway, that's enough about burgers, I suppose. Now let's move on from that to meat pies, because like I was saying earlier, meat pies are delicious. I just had one, so I would know. Well, at least from my personal opinion, meat pies are delicious. Although they are a relatively, local delicacy in Australia. You don't see them much elsewhere outside of Australia, for instance, like, say, you can't go to any bakery off the street in, let's say, Norway? Yeah, Norway. And just go, hey, this is a meat pie I can eat. And you go buy the meat pie from the place, but you can't because you're not in Australia, you're in Norway. And Norway does not sell meat pies, so yeah. You can't do that outside of Australia, really. Which is a shame. The way meat pies are textured, they're like, it may be a bit of like a little sauce filled with mince, but it's fine. Happy birthday. Thank you, Toya Mochizuki. Also, hi Hiker. Hi Hiker. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you again. I might be a fan of stuff like beef Wellington. Maybe. I'm not sure what beef Wellington is, though, personally. It's like, yeah, but anyway, basically. Meat pie is basically mince cooked and made into stuff that is like, pie. It's pie. It's just pie. It's also meat. Yeah. Personally, my favorite flavor of meat pie is just normal beef pie. Although there are some flavors of meat pie that tend to add different types of meat into it. Like, for instance, there's meat pie that also adds in, like, say... Excuse me, just taking a sip of tea. There's this type of meat pie which adds in peas into it, as in peas as in the vegetable, the tiny vegetable that's also, I think, a seed. I don't know if peas count as a seed or not, but they kind of feel like they should. Do peas count as a seed? They're seeds. They are seeds. That's interesting. That would mean they're the most flavorful seeds that are, in things. Although, to be fair, there are basically pea-type shaped peas inside of beans, so, If I could choose vegetables to put with my meat, what would it be? When you say vegetables here, are you saying, do you mean grains or just plant foods? Because if you say grains, then personally, I guess my favorite grains to eat with, plant food to eat with vegetables would be, let's just say, it's not rice. Rice is a grain. We're not counting grains for the first one, so, happy birthday, Hiker. Thank you, Locust. Also, hi, Hiker. Hi, Hiker. Welcome. Anyway, as I was saying, favorite vegetable, probably potato, yeah. Meat and potato is just pretty decent. I like potato because you can just put anything on potato and it'll still taste delicious, pretty much. And then there is the other stuff, like for instance, you know, dum 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 da 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 da. The other stuff like you know, stuff like broccoli. I think broccoli is probably the most decent thing. I don't really like carrots personally. They just taste weird, in my opinion. But broccoli tastes good to me, weirdly enough. Which is strange. I don't know. It's weird. Although, if we are including grains in vegetables, then for grains, I would say rice is probably the best choice for me. Because, let's just say rice is delicious. I love rice. It's amazing. Like, have you ever eaten rice? Because I have, and personally, I love it. Although, the way I love rice is, So, the way I love rice is with fried rice, with bacon, with egg, with a bunch of vegetables and stuff like that. And with, the other stuff that comes with fried rice, of course. Like oil cooked. Although I suppose you could deep fry rice, like I said before, but I don't even know if it's possible to deep fry rice. Rice is a good complement with most foods. Yes, it indeed, as a matter of fact, is a good complement with most foods. Personally, I love eating rice. It's delicious, nutritious, and generally pretty good. Although, most of the time I have it with salt if I have it plain, like seriously. Because having rice plain is just... I don't mind plain rice, but it is kind of just like I said, it's kind of just plain. Rice, chicken, and whatever vegetables you like is a go-to in your opinion. Though frankly, any meat could work based on preference. That's true, that's definitely true. Personally, the meat that I choose to have with my fried rice is bacon. I love bacon. Bacon is delicious, honestly. Like, one of the most delicious meats that I ever eat. Although, it's generally more delicious when you fry bacon in oil, and sometimes you won't make bacon perfectly, because sometimes when there is bacon, it's not going to, like, if it gets too crunchy, it's just too, it's not good. If bacon gets too crunchy, that means you've burnt the bacon, and you don't want to burn bacon. Burning bacon is very bad. You haven't tried fried rice with bacon before? Oh, you should. You absolutely should, because fried rice with bacon is delicious. I'm almost salivating thinking about it right this instant, because I like it. Is that a bacon addict I see? Hey, it's not an addiction. I can stop eating bacon anytime I want, and I don't eat bacon that often anyway, so, like, you see, it's not that big of a deal. I just like bacon a lot. And, with tomato sauce, with eggs, with all sorts of stuff, Happy birthday! Thank you, Dreams Dragon, and welcome. Hi, hiker. I hope you are doing well. Then, aside from fried rice, the other grain I like is, of course, bread. I mean, bread's obviously like just a staple in pretty much every single meal, but like for instance, you just put butter on bread, and then you could put anything on bread. Literally anything on bread. But sometimes there are some things you would not want to put on bread, but that list is extremely small, so I wouldn't necessarily care about it. You haven't tried fried rice with bacon yet, but bacon is delicious and fried rice is delicious, so yeah, give it a try if you can. See how you like it, because it is absolutely marvelous, in my personal opinion, of course. Stop anytime? Yes, I absolutely can stop eating bacon anytime I want to. I can. There's no way bacon is something I can not stop eating anytime I want to, because if I really did not want to eat bacon, I could just not eat bacon if I chose. But, it happens. It happens, Captain. Well. Sorry about the silly noises. I just like to make silly noises sometimes, just because making silly noises with my mouth is kind of funny. And I like making silly noises with my mouth in general. And other stuff. You want to hear some other silly noises I can make with my mouth? Like, for instance, there's that's a train. There's woo, woo, which is also a train. And then there's which is supposed to be a frog, but I don't know if it actually sounds like a frog. I've never ever actually asked someone on stream if it sounds like a frog or not. ASMR? I guess I've thought about trying ASMR before. It sounds like it would be a lot of fun, and something I would be pretty decent at, because ASMR is just basically making noises with your mouth, like, and stuff like that. And then it's also talking really quietly and softly into the mic like this, while also going up close, so the proximity effect can be extremely noticeable, isn't it? It's something like that, isn't it? Although I'm not necessarily certain as to how the exact mechanics of ASMR work, but, it's probably a lot of fun for the creators who do make it, because, like, just going, oh, and talking in a soothing voice generally is actually a lot of fun, even if you're not doing it for a specific purpose. Like, hey, come here, just makes you feel calm yourself, even if you're not necessarily someone else saying it. Like, you try it, for instance, like, say it softly, speak softly to yourself, and talk about when you're coming somewhere, or whether you're going somewhere, or whether you want to just do something very happily, because that will make you very happy. Some people use fancy mics for ASMR, but it's not a necessity. That's true, that's true. Fancy mics are nowhere near a necessity for ASMR. All you need is a microphone that, let's say, has a really nice proximity effect. And with that really nice proximity effect, generally, anyone who wants to use ASMR as a jumping off point will be able to, because, you know, we'll be able to do ASMR. That's pretty good. The aim of ASMR is to produce soft noises of various kinds that are aimed at creating a feeling of tingles in the listener, though many just find it to have a calming, relaxing effect. I see. Well, you see, for me, it's not ASMR that creates tingles in myself. For me, personally, I get tingles when I listen to big, loud, amazing songs that are just really cool. I could definitely pull off ASMR though, just gotta take the leap if I ever feel like it. It's a leap of faith, Miles. There's nothing else to it. God, I liked Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is an amazing movie with amazing animation, and there's a billion things that I can talk about from Into the Spider-Verse, but I won't now because I was talking about ASMR. Also, speaking of Into the Spider-Verse, and speaking of movies, I recently watched that movie that came out like last year, you know, that one called Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you've ever heard of Everything Everywhere All at Once, I like it a lot. Because Everything Everywhere All at Once is, you think I was more describing Goosebumps? Oh, no. I was describing a kind of tingle that I get personally, not Goosebumps. Although maybe it's Goosebumps. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to realistically describe Goosebumps as compared to tingles. So, like, you know, Goosebumps, tingles, it's all the same to me, really. As for, like I was saying, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Everything Everywhere All at Once is an amazing movie. Basically, it's set in this Asian heavy part of America, and there's this lady who has a laundromat and is getting audited by the IRS. That's all I can say about it without going into extreme spoilers, but seriously. Let's just say it has a lot of kung fu action and a lot of really cool special effects, especially for its extremely low budget. Like, seriously, it has a pretty low budget, but at the same time, the special effects that it can pull off are, like, up there. It also uses practical effects too sometimes, so, like, it's not necessarily, like, going to be just very hard to make some of those effects, but the special effects are what makes the film really shine, as well as the storyline, and also the mechanics of the storyline. Because let's just say there is something scientific about Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is very special and is not often replicated in other movies. And at the same time, it's also not often, like, you don't often see movies do it correctly. Everything Everywhere All at Once gets this kind of science absolutely correctly, although there is slight imperfections in it, depending on, like, stuff like, you know, but really, it's just a matter of, you know, just, like, you'd have to be really, really nitpicky in order to go and look at everything everywhere all at once and then say, hey, by the way, this got this wrong and this is why, because it generally gets the vast majority of things right, but sometimes things it gets wrong. Kind of like Interstellar. Like, for instance, in Interstellar, if you haven't seen Interstellar yet, I'd be very surprised. Basically, in Interstellar, you know how there's this huge black hole with, planets orbiting around it? Because with those planets orbiting around it, I mean, of course, planets could absolutely orbit around a black hole, but at the same time, the planets orbiting around the particular black hole in Interstellar probably would be very unsafe to go onto, because when a black hole emits light, that means it's emitting Hawking radiation. And, well, Hawking radiation is one of the most dangerous types of radiation known to humankind, and, it'll probably kill you really, really fast. So, theoretically, when the scientists got out of their ships and into the black hole, they probably would have died. But Interstellar isn't exactly a realistic movie anyway, because, this person goes into a black hole, specifically, into a black hole. If you go into a black hole, you're gonna die, because the black hole is going to tear your constituent atoms apart seam by seam and stretch you until you're a spaghetti-thin line, like 1 billion miles wide or something. Probably not 1 billion miles wide, but there's absolutely nothing beyond the event horizon, at least that we know of. There's theories that black holes could be singularities which lead to other universes, but, those are just theories. Stuff like that. I like scientific theories, though. They are pretty genuinely cool. Time dilation? Oh no, the time dilation is genuinely probably correct. If you go up close to a black hole, because of the sheer force of gravity, time will move extremely, incredibly slowly, and, basically, if you look out, things will seem to freeze in time, but actually, you're the one who's basically freezing in time, because you're actually looking at light being dragged in from eons and eons ago. And, delicious. Well, not delicious, reassuring, very reassuring, because if you want to be immortal, just go park yourself near a black hole. This is a joke. You don't want to go anywhere near a black hole. Otherwise, you will probably die. It really makes you wonder if there ever is an end to the universe, or a line of expansion. I mean, that's something that scientists have really, really been considering for a very long time. For instance, the heat death of the universe theory postulates, well, not the heat death of the universe, but the theory about the Big Crunch postulates that the observable universe is constantly expanding, and as such, is going to get destroyed when everything gets ripped apart. Meanwhile, the theory of heat death is just eventually all the energy will be gone and stuff. Kind of depressing if you think about it, but honestly, if it does happen, it's going to happen sometime really, really far into the future, so I don't see any reason to worry about it personally. Let's just all enjoy our lives while we have them, because life is good. You don't want to park yourself by a black hole? You heard there's a big event at the horizon there? I get it. Event horizon, event at the horizon. See? I see what you did there. It's an event at the horizon. That's a silly joke. But I like silly jokes. Silly jokes are good and fun and very cool. personally, for me, I guess I kind of want to be immortal, but, you know, immortality opens a whole other can of worms and stuff like that. But, you know, immortality is immortality. Sounds like a big banger? I see. The big crunch assumes that one day gravity overcomes the expansion of space-time, which reverses the expansion into contraction, crushing existence into a primordial singularity. Yeah, exactly. Which basically means that, oh yeah, not the big crunch. I was thinking about the big rip. The big rip. That's what I was thinking about, the big rip, not the big crunch. I should at least get my science right when I'm talking about science, because science is something that you generally tend to want to get right. Anyway, on to more interesting ideas, like, for instance, tea. Yeah, tea. What's your favorite type of tea? Because my favorite type of tea is personally black tea. Which I took a sip of just now. I personally like black tea the most. And especially the type of black tea that I like is black tea with honey. And when I have black tea with honey, let me just say, it's absolutely delicious. And also with sugar and milk. I mean, I'm kind of a sugar fiend. I like sugar a lot. So, I'm gonna just eat a bunch of sugar. Well, actually, I have eaten a bunch of sugar, you know? I've eaten spoonfuls of sugar before. I mean, I know that's kind of weird, but, like, doesn't everyone have kind of weird things that they do? Like, for instance, eating a bunch of sugar all at once, doing stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. You only ever had bubble tea here? I see. I've never had bubble tea before. I've heard bubble tea is quite good, but having not tried it, I can't exactly, you know, talk about stuff. The big rip is the heat death on steroids, where the universe's acceleration constantly continual increases. Yeah, basically, but anyway. The big rip... What I was saying was the big rip basically depends on there being a thing which is like, you know, blah. Depends on the universe not being infinite, but infinitely expanding. Anyway, as I was saying, tea. Earl Grey is nice. You also take a lot of sugar but no milk. I see. Sugar is good. I've tried Earl Grey tea before and it's tasted... Well, let's just say Earl Grey tea tastes rather interesting. It's not something that I personally prefer, but it is something that I do like quite a bit. I prefer black tea, but I like Earl Grey tea. I've also had English breakfast tea before. English breakfast tea, let me tell you, is delicious. Absolutely, fantastically delicious. Tea, Earl Grey, hot, like Captain Picard. It's a bit sugary, but the boba in it can have juice in them instead of just tapioca. Oh, I see. That's a pretty interesting type of tea that you have there. Because that type of tea is very good. I like all types of tea though, probably. Well, probably not all types of tea. I haven't tried all types of tea. I've tried some type of ginger tea before as well. Back when I felt really nauseous before. That kind of helped, but at the same time it kind of really didn't. Because, you know, sometimes your body just goes, oh, time for nausea. Ying. But sometimes, you know, sometimes nausea goes away eventually. Generally, it tends to go away after long enough. English breakfast is always also nice. You have it a lot for, well, breakfast? Yeah, that makes sense. need to keep my throat properly hydrated because it is aching a little. Because talking pretty much nonstop generally tends to do that to your throat, which is unfortunate if you ask me. But, you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Da, da. Anyways, time for me to sing a little song to myself. And you know, oh, whoops, I had that on. Audio output capture. Oh, no wonder people were clicking off because they heard the thing twice instead of just hearing it once. That's a little silly. Yeah, no wonder. I see. Wish this was on Twitch so you could use stream currency for a hydration check? Oh, hydration check. That's perfect. Thank you for the thing. Reminder. Hydration is very important, and I love hydration. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Actually, wait. Can you hear the music now? Oh, I guess... Amazingly enough, a few years back, there was an officially licensed Star Trek tea product. Oh, I see. That's very interesting. Officially called Tea Earl Grey Hot. I see, I see. Well, that's one way to, you know, go on the popularity, not go on the popularity, focus on the popularity or something of, you know, Picard. And Star Trek The Next Generation in general. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Like, for instance, there was, you know, there's Mr. Spock, all of that, everyone like that. Though Mr. Spock isn't necessarily in The Next Generation, but Mr. Spock is so iconic that he might as well be popular enough that he probably appeared a couple of times in The Next Generation, alongside Picard and the crew of the, it was the Discovery? No, it was, what was the name of the ship? The music is noticeable but not too loud, so I'm still the dominant audio? That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's search TNG ship name. The USS Enterprise, that was it. It's not the Discovery, it's the Enterprise. Spock is in The Next Generation? I see. That makes a lot of sense because everyone would want Spock in The Next Generation. After all, he is Spock, one of the most popular and the main characters from the original Star Trek series. There was a two-parter called Unification. I see. Unification. That makes me think of one of the movies. Was one of the movies in Star Trek called Unification, or was Unification referenced in a movie? Or am I thinking of something like No, I'm probably thinking of something different. I have never watched Star Trek The Next Generation. Well, I've watched a couple of episodes, but not really anything much more than just like one or two. The Next Generation is not what I've watched. Personally, though, I have watched a decent amount of the original series, though only the first series. And I have also watched, you know, the animated cartoon Star Trek Lower Decks, which is surprisingly good for an animated adults cartoon in the year of 2020, which it was released in. Weird, I know. But Lower Decks is... it actually pays respect to the Star Trek series in general, and the franchise as well, without actually just like turning everything into being mocking and dirty jokes and stuff like that. You know, let us pray the fandom never finds this VOD. I suppose that's fair. You know, Lower Decks is not necessarily the most well-liked movie. And by movie, I mean, it's not necessarily the most well-liked show. Because let's just say the idea of a Star Trek show that is, you know, just generally about adult cartoon things is... I'm pretty sure it was mocked a lot upon release, but it is surprisingly decent, I would say. Surprisingly decent. And pretty funny as well, if you ask me. More tea. The tea is starting to get cold now, which I don't exactly like, but I don't necessarily mind because, you know, cold tea is, not as good as warm tea, but it's still tea. It still has the nice flavor and the soothing effect on your throat. It's based off of the episode Lower Decks from the Next Generations, one of your favorite episodes. Oh, I see. I did not actually know that because Star Trek Lower Decks being based off of a episode called Lower Decks makes a surprising amount of sense. You know? Excuse me for the yawn. I'm just gonna, you know, go along to the beat. Now, everyone, I'm just going to sing a birthday song to me, to myself and I. I suppose that's a little weird since, like, there's no one else here to sing a birthday song to me. But singing a birthday song to yourself is, well, I suppose it's as good as having anyone else sing a birthday song to you. So, yeah. Happy birthday and congrats on getting old. Hi, Karayuki. Hi, Kara. And thank you, I suppose. Anyway, birthday song. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Iker. Happy birthday to me. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Well, I guess that's one way to do it. You know? Excuse my cat-like yawn. Oh, what was that? There was something on my PC. But also, I am not that old. I'm only in my 20s and stuff. You know, like that. So being in my 20s is... Oh, let me just turn the music down. Because I changed around the settings just a tad. And now it should be fine. Because birthday stuff, yay. It's been a long journey. It has, since 2 years ago. How old am I now? Or is that a trade secret? I am eternally 17. Well, actually, no. Eternally 19. Yay. You know, I'm not gonna ever grow a year older than 19. But really, keep it secret. I'm actually eternally 19. But no, seriously. I will eternally be 19 to all of you. None of you, maybe a few of you, will know my age. But I will never say how old I am. Again. I might have said how old I am before, but not again. You know, because from now on, I am eternally 19. Not many VTubers that have the same year debut from Reddit still exist now, so you're glad I'm still here? Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. Just old enough to be out of school and driving, but young enough to be reckless and have fun. Indeed. Being 19 sounds like a dream, especially 19 eternally. Da da. I bet everyone wishes they could eternally be 19 when they grow older. Just like I am eternally 19. You know? Bang. Bang. Gaining in age, never. Just staying 19. The real age. The age for people who do be real. Because that's what I am. I do be real. Now then, let's talk about something different, like, music. What is your favorite genre of music, chat? Because personally, my favorite genre of music is, I suppose, if I had to say any specific genre, I would have to say my favorite genre of music is probably, you know, anime music. Well, to be specific, anime OP style music, anime opening style music. Yes, I know, it's kind of stereotypical for someone to like that kind of music. Although, I guess if I had to give it a name, it'd be like pop or rock or something, but pop and rock and stuff like that generally just go and mix together in anime openings and stuff. And I like pop and rock a lot. They're both very cool genres. Though rock music is J-pop? J-pop? Yeah, then probably J-pop and J-rock. Yeah. Because J-pop and J-rock are generally very, very cool. Just give me stuff from the 80s or some Michael Jackson. Anime OPs sit behind those in a close second. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's pretty true. But also, something else that I like a lot is... Wait for it. City pop. You know what city pop is, right? Because city pop is amazing. Happy birthday. Thank you, stupid publishers. Also, hi, Hikar. Hi, Hikar. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. But basically, city pop is something I absolutely love. Like, for instance, duh, I know your plastic love. Plastic Love is a brilliant song with brilliant vocals, brilliant mixing, and a generally all-around brilliant production scheme. And by production scheme, I mean, like, you know, stuff like that. What is city pop? Oh, city pop came out in the 1980s, and let's just say, generally it tends to have a very, very specific sound. Like, for instance, there's Plastic Love by Maria Takeuchi. There's Ride on Time by whatever his name is, I forget. Sorry, I don't have the best memory when it comes to names. And then there's songs like the Tenchi Muyo openings, like Talent for Love, which is actually a Tenchi Muyo ending, but anyway, Upwalk in Galaxy, stuff like that. But generally, city pop has a very interesting specific sound, which, like, let's say, for instance, let's add an audio output capture that's on, well, I mean, without adding an audio output capture, let me just say city pop generally tends to have a lot of those, you know, resonating and like big, long sounds that just play. And by big, long sounds, I mean city pop tends to be about, you know, everything is... Blinding Lights is an example of a song inspired by city pop. Let's just say it's generally rather specific, and you'll tend to know when a song is city pop. Like, for instance, let me just bring up Plastic Love, Maria Takeuchi, and quickly do this. I'll mute the music for a second. So this is city pop. Well, actually, let me search a karaoke version so I can show you what it sounds like more. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. 突然のキスや熱い眼差しで恋のプログラムを狂わさないでねデート別れ上手のうち込んで時間が来れば終わる Don't hurry 愛に気づいたあの日からずっと昼と夜が逆の暮らしを続けて流行りのディスコで踊り明かすうちに覚えた魔術なのよ I'm sorry 私のことを決して本気で愛しんで恋なんてただのゲーム楽しめばそれでいいよ閉ざした心を飾る派手なドレスも靴も孤独な友達So yeah, that's city pop basically. And yeah, I know, I didn't advertise this as a karaoke stream. But hey, gotta take advantage of something when it comes up, you know. 私を誘う人は皮肉なものねいつも彼に似てるわなぜか思い出と重なるグラスを落として急に涙ぐんでも訳は尋ねないでね Gofuke no kosoku de Nemuri ni tsuku koro Haroge nai to dake Ayashiku kagayaku Hori no yo ni Tsunetai ona Da to Sasayaku koe ga Shitemo Don't worry I'm just playing games. I know that's plastic love. Dance to the plastic beat. Another morning comes. I'm just playing games. I know that's plastic love. Dance to the plastic beat. Another morning comes. I'm just playing games. I know that's plastic love. So there we go. That was an example of city pop. If you've ever heard of that type of song before, but never known what to call it, then that is what you call it, city pop, basically. It's also part of why Gogura is so popular, you know, as a Japanese VTuber. Part of her whole big thing is, like, say, for instance, she just had a really cool singing voice. Nice sing? Thank you. That's kind of you to say. Even though it's not really that nice. I know I sound like a banshee squealing or something, and now my throat is gonna hurt for hours, but it was fun, so it was worth it. Anyways, like I said, Gogura from Hololive. I don't necessarily watch her, but I did watch her debut back when it happened. I remember I had just, you know, recently debuted a few weeks beforehand, before the whole Hololive English thing blew up. But basically, at that point in time, I was, let's just say, you know, I was just tiny and growing and growing. I still had my original Vroid model back then, which, although I can admit it was cute, it was kind of janky. Give myself some credit. It's my birthday? Indeed, good idea. Thank you. I will then. I don't necessarily sound like a screaming banshee. I sound like a horrible witch or something, which is a lot better from my perspective. Witches are a lot better than banshees, and witches are generally pretty cool. And, you know, if I ever was to go away and then come back, maybe I would be a witch in my new, let's just say, identity. Although that won't happen for a while yet, or it might not even happen ever, I think. I'd hope I'd be a witch in my new identity at least. It seems like being a witch would be a lot of fun. But anyway, as I was saying, so Gogura Hololive debut. When Gogura had her debut, she, well, let's just say, she went back and essentially started singing this specific song called Right on Time, which was very, very cool. And it was like, owie, wa da 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 da. And I can't really sing it because if I continue to sing it, my throat will hurt even more. But anyway, she became known as the City Pop Shark for that. I don't watch her often, but that was one of the times I watched her, I think. Although I don't think I watched it fully. I did watch the vast majority of it, but fully, no, that was never something I really did. As for the other Hololive English debuts, I think I watched the start of most of them, but aside from that, I didn't really have that good of a time. At least personally from my perspective. It was fun and all, but there were better things I could have done. Maybe a new cup of warm tea would help soothe my throat. I'd have to go away for a bit and be right back, but maybe I could actually, maybe in the future I could put a kettle in here or something and a mini fridge in here, so that if I ever need to get myself tea, I can do that in here. Interesting idea. So, mini fridge and kettle in this room, because right now, as of right now, this room is just my streaming room and, well, a study that contains a lot of other not useless, but not very useful stuff in it. So, in the future, it's potentially going to get converted into my room, which means I could potentially, theoretically, be able to fill it with stuff that I need for streams. Like, for instance, in the future, I am going to do piano streams, because you see, I am actually somewhat decent at the piano. I learned piano just very fast, you see, and I was gifted from a pretty young age, so I went, well, it was just a coincidence that we learnt I was gifted, but back when I went and started practicing piano, you know, it was just relatively easy for me. Although I had it hard at the beginning because, of course, everyone has it hard when they just start something new. But, you know, for me, piano is relatively easy. Oh, also, hello there, Phoenix. Hi, Car. Hi, Car. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I forgot to say hello yet. It has been quite a good stream so far. We've talked about all sorts of stuff, from fried rice and bacon, all the way to tea, Star Trek, the way the universe will die, stuff like that. I tend to go off on different topics all of a sudden, but you know, that's just how I am. I like going off on different topics. It's absolutely wonderful and absolutely fun too. Piano is just finger drums. I suppose that's true. It's like... Also, hi, Car, remove. Hi, Car, welcome to the stream. And my birthday stream, which is my birthday. Yes, that is correct. Anyways, continuing on to another topic. Let's say controllers. Controllers. Video game controllers, to be specific. When you play a video game, generally you're using a type of controller. So like, you're either using your keyboard and mouse, or you're using like a fight stick or something. I've never played with a fight stick before, but I've heard fight sticks can be absolutely incredibly useful for the likes of fighting games and stuff. Although, I am imagining someone now playing a first-person shooter, or Bloodborne, or Dark Souls, for instance, with a fight stick. And that image in my head kind of makes me laugh, like, seriously. You know? Like, someone just sitting there at a computer, they have this fight stick in their hands. The button on top is the trigger, of course, and they use their things. But instead of playing a fighting game, they're playing Overwatch. Or like, Valorant. Or Apex Legends. And they use their fight stick to just run around, shoot people, and they're at the top of the leaderboard. And they win perfectly and amazingly. Or, I like my birthday, name every single day I was born. Alright, I will name every single day I was born. Every single day I was born was July 29th, 1998. that is my birthday. That is the day I was born. Which means I am 19. You like my birthday too? Happy birthday? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even if I was born in 1998, I'm always going to be 19. I will never grow younger than 19. I'll never grow older than 19. And 19 is the number you will always see to be my age. You see? Anyways, as I was saying about video game controllers, yeah. Video game controllers, yeah. Personally, for me, I like to use an Xbox controller when playing both first-person shooters and also other games. Although I've played a couple of things with a DualShock 4 as well. Like, for instance, with this DualShock 4 that I'm clicking the buttons on, I have played Cuphead because I had no idea how to get my controller to work, and I accidentally made this one work first instead of making my Xbox controller work, so I suppose playing Cuphead will be better than playing anything else. Meanwhile, as for the Xbox controller, first-person shooters is just basically where it's at. Although, specifically for one first-person shooter in particular, Team Fortress 2, that is to say... Well, Team Fortress 2 requires a lot of dexterity in the gameplay, in your mouse and keyboard. So, like, when you rocket jump, for instance, you have to flick very fast. For instance, like, boom, bang, flicking your mouse across the screen like this, or this. And then you also have to simultaneously jump, crouch, and aim at the bottom, then aim forward, let go of the crouch button, and fly forward. So, Team Fortress 2 is a little bit difficult for, let's just say, playing with a controller. Unless you have a very, very specific controller or an ergonomic keyboard or something. Ergonomic keyboards are pretty cool, but I don't know if I'd prefer one. I've seen a few pictures of them, but, you know, generally they are keyboards. They're keyboards that look very, very weird. And I don't know how my hands would like me playing that. I already have a bit of a problem with one of my hands, like the left pinky finger and ring finger on my left hand are currently healing from slight nerve damage that I got when I slammed my hand on the table once. So yeah, there's that. And then there are other things similar to that, which is just like sometimes when I move my hands in a particular way, they just start tingling and stuff, and they won't stop tingling, my fingers. It's unfortunate, but it happens sometimes, you know, as it is, as it does. But I don't mind very much. I just like doing stuff. And I'm able to focus. If it is eternal, TF2 is eternal, you don't even have to be good at it to have a good time. That is true, actually. Like, slammed your fingers in a door wall before, so you can relate? What's a door wall? Is it like a doorway or something? Hopefully your fingers will recover soon, though. Yeah, hopefully. It shouldn't be too long before they do, though. You know how it is. Sounds like it could be carpal tunnel. Nah, it's probably not carpal tunnel. I know carpal tunnel is something, but I mean, like, specifically this isn't carpal tunnel. I know it's peripheral nerve damage. Carpal tunnel, well, the moving my hands in a specific way and them suddenly becoming all tingly could be carpal tunnel, but the thing with my pinky finger and my ring finger is not carpal tunnel. I hope I don't get carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel sounds like it would genuinely suck. I I feel really awful for the people who do have a carpal tunnel syndrome of some kind. Because carpal tunnel syndrome is just genuinely, I've heard it hurts a lot and it takes a while to heal. You know? It's something. It sure is something. Yep. Speaking of injuries, have you ever gone to the hospital before? Because next up, what I am about to tell you is a very interesting story of part of the reason why I was away for so long. Part of it. Only part. There are other parts too, but this reason, these parts are quite interesting and is why I'll have to probably make a re-debut in order to re-show myself off to the world and stuff. Just don't get hurt easy. Yeah, just hopefully don't get hurt. You suspect you may have carpal tunnel? That might be why you're not playing too much? Ah, I see. I hope it heals then. At least once every 2 years? Maybe. But anyway, as I was saying, back when I started finishing up from VTubing, I was kind of despondent about a lot of things. But part of the reason which I stopped VTubing specifically and didn't get back until super recently was because, well, let's just say I had a little thing with health. I went to the hospital often. It wasn't for anything really dangerous, mind you. It was mainly for anxiety attacks because at the time I was on something that really didn't help very much with my anxiety. It was just like, oh, I feel like I'm hurting now. Oh, it feels bad. Oh, I guess I should go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital multiple times. And I also called the ambulance multiple times, which is lucky for me because I live in a place where, well, it's very easy to make sure ambulances are free. In other places, and let's just say it's a very interesting type of thing to go to the hospital multiple times. It's very scary, but eventually I ended up fixing everything and now I really feel better. And I'm just pretty happy that I've managed to just get through all of this and come back to streaming. Because... oh, sorry. I knew singing would damage my throat badly. Because, you know, I basically had to get a lot of things tested on me. I had multiple radioactive scans, x-rays, stuff like that. And once I even came back from the hospital, and when I had the radioactive scan, it accidentally went into my flesh instead of into my veins, so... you know, that happens. Drink warm water? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. After the stream, I'll go and get a nice cup of warm water. Well, actually, I have some non-cold water here, but still. Room temperature water. It's nice. But anyway, as I was saying, I got hurt a lot. And, well, not hurt a lot. But I felt like I was very hurt a lot. So, yeah. But, just in case, I want to tell you, if you really feel like something is in danger, you're in danger, something's in trouble with you, something's wrong with you, make sure you do actually go to the hospital. Because, or at least something you can afford. Or if you do go to the hospital, if you're in a country like America, make sure you can look up a place that helps you with reimbursing fees. I know there's a specific tutorial out there that helps you with stuff like that. that helps with hospital bills and stuff like that. But anyway, make sure you do go to a hospital if you feel like something's wrong, okay? Because I've gone to hospitals with anxiety before, and the doctors have always said, it's good that you came to the hospital. You know why it's good that you came to the hospital? Because that way we can prove that nothing bad has happened to you. And, well, I mean, as you can see, nothing bad has happened to me, so I'm here for the foreseeable future. Yeah. And I'm happy for that. I'm happy to be here with you all. I love you all. You're all very kind people. Thank you everyone for coming along to my birthday stream. Although, to be fair, this is really just more of a chatting stream with a birthday backdrop. Because even though it is my birthday, I don't really have much in way of celebration. That's going to happen in like a couple of months or so and stuff like that. Well, not a couple of months, like a week's time. I'm going to do the celebration that it also simultaneously the week and stuff, you know, a celebration that's going to be in a week for my anniversary. That's also potentially going to be my re-debut, showing myself off to the world as I am now. Because I didn't show myself off to the world as I am now. When I first streamed with this model, I just pulled up stream and started streaming. And I still need to show it off entirely. Yeah. Instead of just, you know, make it a proper thing and introduce myself to every newbie. The hospital can't help me. Something's wrong with my heart. It beats too fast when I'm around you. The doctors can't help it. I see, I see. Well, I hope you can get some help for it soon. It seems very... After all, a problem like that can't be cured so easily. Anyways, moving on. Now that we're done with hospital talk, we'll leave that behind us. So, now that we're done with hospital talk, let's talk something else. Let's talk about phones. Phones. Everyone has a phone. You know how everyone has a phone, right? Because basically everyone, almost everyone has a phone. Not literally everyone has a phone. A lot of people have a phone, and a lot of people tend to, you know, just look at them and take them for granted. But like, seriously, when you think about it, you reach into your pocket and pull out a miniature supercomputer that's stronger than most of the computers in the 1990s, and I'm not even joking here. I'm fairly certain that your iPhone or Android or Galaxy or whatever can actually run games that 1990s computers can't actually run at all. You cracked your phone so bad and got it fixed today? Oh, that's unfortunate. I have cracked my phone before personally too, but I haven't got it fixed. It's my old phone now. It's not gonna be my phone ever again because it broke. It broke really hard. But also, welcome, Abram. Welcome, welcome. Hi, hi, Car. I hope you're having a good day. But having your phone fixed is very good and is something that everyone should have done. It's beautiful. Phones are brilliant. Because, like, YouTube, you can watch videos. You can, read stuff. You can read the news. You can look at maps. What phone do you have? I actually have an iPhone X, as a matter of fact. Because, you see, an iPhone X is required for use with the application VTube Studio. And VTube Studio is the application that allows me to share my form with the rest of the world and all of you. So, like, yeah, basically, it's VTube Studio. You can make calls, yeah. You can talk to anyone around the world in an instant. Not just with your mobile, but also with Discord, with Skype, although who uses Skype anymore? With emails. You have all of your emails on your phone, so now you don't have to go onto your computer. Wait until it starts going bloop, 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 and dialing up, and then just going all of a sudden, bang! And then loading your emails. Speaking of which, dial-up is ancient. It's in the past. I know there are some people who still use dial-up internet to this day, though, but that is the vast minority of people, because why would you want to use dial-up internet? Like, seriously, who even has a landline these days when you have a mobile phone, for instance? Like, look at it. Your mobile phone can do anything your landline can and better. And even better, it isn't on landline numbers. So yeah, mobile phones, one of the nicest things to ever exist. Especially because you can read fan fiction on them. Did you know that I like fan fiction quite a bit? Because I like fan fiction quite a bit. Wait, doesn't that increment your phone bills? Discord? I don't think Discord increments your phone bills. Technically, it's just voice over IP, so you should just be able to call someone all of a sudden without having to worry about anything, without any phone bills happening. So yeah, that's how Discord works. It's very silly. And it's also a very cool thing. Favorite tags? Tags in what? Oh, in fan fiction. The use of dial-ups? Oh, yeah, dial-up probably increments your phone bills. Oh, fan fiction tags. Personally, my favorite fan fiction tags, if you're talking about fan fiction tags, are... I guess the top #1 fanfiction tag which I like would be self-insert, because I like self-insert fics, surprisingly. You wouldn't expect that of me because, you know, I don't seem like the person who would like self-insert fanfics, but I really, really like when a self-insert is played realistically, as opposed to, like, you take a person, drop them in a fanfic, give them powers, and they're all of a sudden king or queen of the world. No, what I like is when you take a person, drop them into a world, give them powers, and then all of a sudden they have to fight for their life. They aren't technically legally alive. Stuff like that, you know. Zelda X Reader? Oh, I see. Zelda X Reader seems like a interesting tag. I'm not one into Legend of Zelda personally, because Legend of Zelda was not something I really had as a kid. I personally got more into stuff like, you know, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, stuff like that. When I think about fantasy open world stuff, Skyrim and Oblivion are stuff like that. You know? SpongeBob Square. Sorry. It's not a tag, but it's the format of self-insert. Self-inserts are not reader inserts. This is a mistake that a lot of people make, but a reader insert is generally something that you write that is different, because a self-insert is when the author inserts themselves into the story. A reader insert is when the author writes it so anyone can insert themselves into the story, as long as they are acting in a way similar to the author. So, like, I mean, it's kind of a nitpicky thing, really, but at the same time, to me, fanfiction tags matter a lot. So, yeah. I guess it's kind of been a misconception because on Archive of Our Own, or AO3, generally people who write reader inserts tend to also include self-insert in the tags of their stories, which is incorrect. That is 100% incorrect and is not something that you want to do. But when you're writing a reader insert, you want to include reader insert, not self-insert. And when you're writing a self-insert, it's you, not the reader. Or, I mean, for instance, you could also have a character that you've created yourself that acts like you or similar to you, but is not you, and that would count as a self-insert, or rather an OC insert. An original character insert, as opposed to a reader insert. Worst tag? There's probably a lot of tags that I can think about that are pretty bad. But I can't think about anyone in particular that's like, you know, stuff like that. Any tag that just, like, personally for me, I don't like. Some tags which are, you know, some things I don't like that are, you know, just general things people don't like. Like, I don't necessarily mind gore, but gore for the sake of gore is no thank you. Please don't. Meanwhile, there are other things that I just generally, personally do like, but really, the ones that I don't like are just generally ones that a lot of people wouldn't like, for instance, ones that are common, you know, fetishes and stuff. But outside of the fetish stuff, it's not really something that exists healthily in the real world, you know? Those are the type of stories that I don't particularly like. Because when there is a story that I don't particularly like, that has some of those tags that are like unrealistic and not really healthy, I just tend to not read them and ignore them. Although, to be fair, you could probably just keep your fanfic tags onto specifically minor stuff. So I just dislike dubious content in general? Yep, something like that. Something absolutely like that. Oh, it's not 100% like that, but it's close enough, you know? That's the most disgusting fetish, I suppose. Anyways, with regards to fanfics, some of the best fanfics that I have read have been self-inserts, but at the same time, some of the worst fanfics I have also read have been self-inserts. Generally, when it comes to fanfics, you can get quality on the same level as books. So, you can get extremely high quality books, or you can get books that aren't worth the paper they're printed on, and probably would have been better to scrap the idea from the beginning. That's the same truth with fanfiction as well. Although with fanfiction, it's data. Oh, chat was frozen on screen? Oh, whoops. I think for a second there my computer had no data. That's weird. But also, that's fine, because you know how it is. Sometimes OBS does stuff. I don't like hand-holding. Oh, I didn't see that before. I like hand-holding. Hand-holding is a good tag. It's very cute. Like two people holding hands. Two people holding hands. Their muscles. God, I love that song. Neil Cicerega is a brilliant musical artist, let me tell you that. I've listened to a lot of his songs, but that song in particular is probably one of his best. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's called Two Trucks Having Sex. I wonder, could I play it on stream for you so you could see what song I'm talking about? It's not generally very explicit, it just mentions the word sex, so I probably could actually if I think about it, so let's see. Here it is.
Two trucks having sex.
Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks making love. American dream.
Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Right by my side, there's ZZ Top and Robert Zadar from Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3. This barbecue could bring you to your knees. And so cool these two trucks. Two trucks holding hands. Two trucks holding hands. The passion is more than I can withstand. Two trucks holding hands. Two trucks holding hands. The passion, my big fat heart expands. Two big up trucks, one cylinder block. Crush my body like a rock so beautiful. No stars tonight, just fireworks and eagles in the sky. The founding fathers cry. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles, involuntarily flex. Two trucks, two trucks, two trucks, two trucks, two trucks, two trucks.
Damn, that's some good music. I really do love me some Neil Cicerega music. He is a brilliant artist You know, he's also done some other really good stuff, like for instance, Bustin', which is just generally very funny and all around cool. So, content! Yay! An anime girl dancing to a, song about two trucks having sex. Yep, that's content. That's how content works. Once the third truck is introduced, this man's muscle just explodes. Indeed, it's like his muscles are flexing. Then a third truck comes along, and then all of a sudden, he like freezes. And he's like, oh no, not another truck. And the third truck, for a second, it stays there, just silent, still. He doesn't know whether or not it's going to join in. All he knows at the moment is that this truck is now there. His muscles are still flexing from the other two trucks. Those other two trucks are just going at it still, Then they freeze. As time moves on, these trucks then come apart, and the third truck just drives in, and then bam! All of a sudden, the third truck has joined the party, and his muscles once again start to flex. And flex they do a lot harder. They go woof, woof, to the point where he's breaking his own bones. We never heard from him again. And that is the story of 3 trucks having sex. You know, 2 trucks is just generally a pretty good song, even if it's kind of yabai, Yabai stuff is, yeah, yabai. But it's all fun and games and all good. I love it a lot. One of my favorite games of all time. Well, not games, one of my favorite songs of all time that's a song about trucks. Because there's probably a decent amount of songs that are songs about trucks. But, that one's the one that I like particularly well. Hey, I didn't mean it as a game. I hate my problem with words sometimes. Oh, that was me crashing, like in an airplane. Ya biker? Indeed, like ya biker. Ya bye. Ya bye. Ya bae. I like those words. Like they're generally just funny ways to say dangerous or oh my goodness or something like that. But they're also in Japanese, so that it makes it funnier because you don't understand the language most of the time generally, for some reason. Although if you do understand the language, I'm sure it would be just as funny. Not necessarily because it's a different language, but just because, well, I don't know. Probably. Indeed, so I just accept it? No, actually, that is not what I sound like when I read self-insert. I don't read self-inserts out loud to myself. I read them in my head. They are a lot of fun to read. And generally, I have, give the characters voices and stuff, stuff like that. And sometimes the mental voices that I give the characters just generally tend to be pretty cool, Because they are pretty cool. some more tea is always nice. Now then, I suppose I should finish it up soon because it's getting real close to 2 hours on, and I want to maybe try and get this done over and done with. But I will say it was a fantastic stream, at least for me. I hope it was a fantastic stream for all of you as well, because you all helped me tell some really amazing stories. I love them. I like telling stories and just talking about topics in general. You know? Like, for instance, you know, how I like talking about tea earlier, or controllers, stuff like that. I like talking about topics like that. I'm probably a lot better at this than I am at talking about stuff while playing games. But, well, that's outside of specifically Master Duel. But, you know, Master Duel is different because I am specifically very good at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, so yeah. Again, please have a great day. Birthday? Thank you, Locust. I hope you have a great day yourself. I hope you all have a great day yourselves. I hope your days are fantastic and wonderful, with basically every single day to come being beautiful. I love you all. You're all wonderful. Thank you for coming along. And I hope you can come along to my next stream as well. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. Thanks. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And see you through the storm.